Hello everybody. In the same way I made the old Super Sentai resume videos, this time I decided to record an exclusive playlist for riders, as the Showa ones also opened up the possibility of skipping most of the episodes. Therefore, I will mention the most important ones for you here, starting in April 1971, when the world was plagued by the mysterious terrorist organization Showa, creators of mutant cyborgs including our first Kamen rider, Takeshi Hongo. He fights during the first 13 episodes against the Kaijin, until his actor fractured his leg during a motorcycle stunt. He is removed from the series along with the character Ruriko, daughter of Professor Midorikawa. To compensate for these absences, the second Kamen rider Hayato Ichimonji was introduced in EP 14, on July 3rd, as well as the members of Takibana Racing Club and the Boys Kamen Rider Squad. Until then, Showa's generals were unknown, until the first senior member, Colonel Zoll, was introduced in episode 26, on September 25, 1971. He was a German former Nazi and leader of Showa's Near and Middle East branch, transferred to Japan to improve their success rate there. His true form was a wolf monster, and planned on unleashing a werewolf virus on Christmas that year, but Kamen Rider Nigu successfully defeated him, ending the year victoriously. In the following episode, aired on the first day of 1972, Takeshi Hongo, who in the story had gone to Europe face Showa, returns to fight alongside Hayato, because the new evil general, Dr. Shinigami, arrived from the Swiss branch with his cold and calculating behavior. 12 episodes later, he runs to South America, then Nigu is assigned to follow him, while Ichigo gains a new enemy to face, Ambassador Hell, coming from the Southeast Asian branch in episode 53 on April 1st. Dr. Shinigami returns with a new form, Ika Devil, and kidnaps Kamen Rider's friends in EP 68 on July 15th, which culminates in his destruction. Fortunately, Hayato returns 4 episodes later, contributing to the downfall of Ambassador Hell in EP 79 on September 30th, when he creates an ambush for the Double Riders while revealing his Garagaranda form. By this time Showa was decimated, so it joined forces with the esoteric Buddhist group Geldom, giving birth to Showa in early October. In the midst of this, General Black, a hill chameleon, makes his debut after arriving from Africa, and in this final stretch even the opening was changed. With the arrival of 1973, the Double Riders finally discover the enemy's stronghold, where they destroy General Black and the great leader of Gel Showa on February 10th. Even though it resurfaces in numerous forms of organizations through the franchise. The next one was Destron, who murdered Shiro Kazami's family, and was able to take revenge by being remodeled as V3 by his mentors, the Double Riders. The first general he had to face was Dr. G, who came from Germany in EP 13 on May 12th, and even revived the greatest enemies from the previous series. However, 17 episodes later, after several failures, with no other viable options to redeem, the self-named Kani Laser kidnaps Tobei Takibana and the Kamen Rider Scouts, challenging V3 to a final battle, only to die by his hands. But he is soon replaced by Baron Kiba on 9/15, a shaman from Africa and leader of the Fang tribe, cultists of the evil magic Duvu. He uses his sorcery to possess people's bodies, and after a month, he is defeated. He had transformed himself into bloodthirsty mammoth and tried to brainwash Japan parliament members to conquer the country, then right after his death, he was replaced by the Tibetan Archbishop Tsubasa. With his bat form, he is also quickly finished off by Shiro in EP 40 on 11/17 after trying to employ the Himalayan devil virus, which would turn people into vampire slaves. Destron's only choice was to summon Marshal Yorwa from Mongolia, who feared losing his position due to the success of scientist Joji Yuki. Then he orchestrated a plan to accuse him of treason and lowered him into sulfuric acid, making Joji loses his right arm, in episode 43, broadcasted in December 8. Fortunately, he is rescued by his fellow scientists, and after a cybernetic operation, begins to act as Riderman to have a revenge against Marshal Yorwa, and seeing V3 as a nuisance. Eventually though, Riderman began to understand Destron's true motive, recognizing the lives at stake from their evil, then joined Shiro's side as an ally, and even sacrificing himself, in EP 51 at February 2, 1974, to stop a bomb from destroying Tokyo. He leaves V3 in the following episode to take down by himself Surigana, Marshal Yoroi's monster form, and even the Destron's Skull Master. Then Shiro emerged victorious. Even defeated by V3, this main villain, who had revealed himself as another incarnation of Shocker's great leader, returns as Dr. Noroi, the commander of the God Organization in February 16th. They are attracted to the Dr. Kataro's genius in robotics, who refuses to help them and is murdered while trying to protect his son, Keisuke. He starts a crusade as Kamen Rider X with the support of his father Consciousness that transferred to Ocean Station. The first superior that X fights is Aplo Geist in EP 8 from April 6th, a chief of security assigned to execute any God member no longer of use. He is defeated 6 episodes later, but then revived with the ability of transforms into a giant fireball, which is also destroyed by X in EP 21 on July 6th. To replace him, in the following episode King Dark appears, being a giant demon similar to a statue that doesn't move, and plan to convert all substances to energy inside his body to move around. Then, he challenges Keisuke, that managed to infiltrate into his body only to a self-destruct function being activated by God Leader Drive. Noroi in EP 35 from October 12th. The rest is for the next video. Leave your like and wait for part 2, Yana.